We have the t-shirts back in stock, my darlings. What is delayed is not denied. We have it in blue since you loved it so very much indeed, my darlings. You better go ahead and get your t-shirt before it sells out, because I just might go ahead and do a yellow t-shirt for you and an orange t-shirt. You have to bear in mind, Baby Girl is a small brand. We are self-funding here, so I can only do so much. But yes, the t-shirt is back and I am living and loving. I also have a surprise for you. Yes. You asked and I said, why not? We have brought the black t-shirt back. What is delayed is not denied. Are we living and loving? Hello, my darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? I want to send my deepest condolences to Ashlee's family. To her mom, to her dad, to her siblings, to her friends, to the community that she left behind, to those that knew her, to those that loved her. I also want to send a huge thank you, huge thank you to Fumi Nation for all of the love and the support that you have given me and the stories that you bring to me. As you very well know now, Zanzibar have now declared the case closed. So I'm going to tell you a little story. When Fumi Nation brings stories to me, as they do every day, all day long, I go through them. I can't cover everything. And I covered Ashlee Jenae because I was in a very unique situation. And I also felt that Fumi Nation girls, young girls, could learn from this. I am an African. I am half Gambian, from the Gambia, and I am also half Nigerian. I'm also an American. I am an American citizen. I lived in America for 20 years. I lived in New York for 10, and I lived in California for another 10 before I got married to my husband, who is white. He's Norwegian. When I started to do my research, I scrolled over Ashlee's page and there were two things that I discovered. She had Diverster on it, something Diverster. I had never heard of the word until I had come across Ashlee's page. I soon found out that it meant, for whatever connotation, how it transpired, it meant dating a white man, and in some way, shape or form, because I heard from all over, it was belittling to black men. And I had an issue with that. I am 57 years old, or I'm almost 60, so I feel that I come with experience. Not all white men are good, and black men are not bad. That is very insulting. The Diverster thing is insulting to our black brothers, to our black sons, to our black fathers. It's an insult. Because if you turn it around, can you imagine black men saying, I don't want to be with a black woman, or black women are not good? I would be insulted. I'll be offended. I would be offended. Marry who you want to marry. Love who you love. That's where I come from. I've dated black. I've dated Asian. I don't come from a black or white Asian stance. I come from a stance of who loves me. And that's how I have my platonic friends as well. I don't look at black, white, blue, green, polka dot. So I am saying this because I could understand the backlash from our black brothers. It's an insult and it's not necessary. And if you want a soft life for me is the freedom to be who you are authentically. That's a soft life. People think buying luxuries is luxury. No. Luxury is the power at any point in time in your life to get up and walk away. That's luxury for me anyway. I haven't addressed it, but I wanted to address it, and it's in no way to bring Ashlee down. No way at all. All I am saying is that for the young girls out there, don't think you're marrying right by marrying white. That's nonsense, because I see it in the comments. I married who loved me. That's who I married, and I've been married 18 years. Marry who loves you. Whether he's poor, yes, you can build together. You can build together. But marry somebody who loves you, where you are free to be whoever you are, and you can grow from there, and you can advance, and you can evolve, and you can become everything that you thought you couldn't. Because love and support is fire. The ingredients to success, love and support. Love and support. And you gravitate to that. You will find the answers there. Ashlee Jenae also had another Instagram page. Because I took pictures, cropped those pictures out, and put them into my video, of which I'll put here, before it was shut down. I will never know why those videos were shut down. I will never know why that page was shut down. But that page existed because, unbeknownst to me at the time doing my research, I took pictures from it. I didn't think anything of it. I just thought she had another page. Let me do my research. Let me discover her. Let me know what she's about. Because that way maybe we can discover and find out about Joe. And that's what I've always done ever since this story started. Because I was an African and Ashlee passed away in an African country. So I understand the dynamics. I've never been to Zanzibar, never been to Tanzania. But I understand because I'm an African. So I understand certain politics. I'm an American. I lived there 20 years and I still go back. So I understand the mentality. My husband is white. So I understand that dynamic too. So I felt this story was something for me. Follow. See where it leads you. See where it takes you. And so when I started, as you rightly know, I said, who is this Joe McCann? There are a couple of things I want to say first. The fiancé, do we know whether he has been to Tanzania before? Do we know whether he has been engaged before? Do we know whether he's been engaged to a black woman before? Check for life insurance. Find out if there's any kind of insurance on Ashlee. Find out if he has stayed at this resort before. Because then you'll get some answers. Has Joe been to Africa before? Has he had a black partner before? Has he been married before? Just to know who he is. Because you see, there's white and white. There are white that have fetishes of black. And those are the ones, my little ones, that you have to be careful of. Because if they have a certain preference, then they have an agenda. Last week or the week before, I had come to you and I told you that I met a Tanzanian. And he had told me that Tanzania was not covering it. They were not covering it, and that his auntie said it was not in the press. Remember I told you. That was all I could say in a nutshell. I was making sure that I covered and I protected his identity. 6 days ago, which was last Sunday, when I came out here on my last Ashlee Jenae story, in the comment section, I have removed the person's name for protection. The person said, the Fumi Nation commenter said, I have a friend in Tanzania. I'm about to ask him what he knows. And then she put in, I have just finished speaking with him. Will update soon, 3 a.m. now. Have to emoji, fiancé is not looking innocent. So I responded, thank you, my love. Yes, please update me and also email me if you can at fumidesaluvold@gmail.com. Thank you so much. She went on to say, hey, auntie, we'll send you the screenshots of the conversation now. Okay. I didn't get back to her. It was a Sunday. I think I'd gone to church or something. Anyway, when I came back 5 hours after the fact, she wrote, so he said he heard the news from the streets. Media did not cover it. That now lets me know that the former Tanzanian person I spoke to that I had told you about was speaking the truth. Media was not covering it. The person that she spoke to said she was hearing the news from the streets. The streets were talking. Even if the media is not talking, the streets are talking. What does that tell you? That tells you that Tanzania was shutting this case down. That tells you that Tanzania was keeping this hush-hush. That tells you that Tanzania was making an effort not to keep this story alive. But the streets will always talk. She goes on to say, the media did not cover it. He has a friend that works near the hotels that told him stories of that man. He said he's famous and a bad man. Before I continue, Fumi Nation's protecting me. Everything is alleged. Allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. Let me spray perfume of allegedly. Allegedly. He said he's a famous and a bad man, called him a savage, said he brings different girls to Tanzania. Remember when we had Queen Somali on Queen Sheba Darling's channel? Queen Somali said he had different girls in Tanzania. We are now finding out that he also brought different girls to Tanzania. I'm not surprised. I said it before. I don't think that Ashlee was the first. You don't have that kind of confidence. No, you don't. To bring a girl for the first time and for the girl to end up the way Ashlee ended up. That's not confidence. That's somebody who has been doing it on routine. Said after Ashlee passed, he paid a lot of people to keep quiet. I will double down, I will triple down, I will quadruple down. I told the parents when they were having their GoFundMe, make sure we keep on funding that GoFundMe because they're going to need it. Because in Africa, you're going to have to bribe to get answers. Absolutely. Money talks. Because I'm an African, I know what I'm talking about. And those that come from Africa, travel to Africa, know what I'm talking about. For those that have never been there, don't know what they're talking about. He said after Ashlee passed, he paid a lot of people to keep quiet. They locked him up, took his passport, but now he's back at home, a free man. He knows all this without media coverage. Then I responded, wow, 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 wow. So my informant was right. They never covered it in the media. Remember, my informant also told me that she felt that perhaps Joe did not do it. Of which I was shocked and surprised. I didn't believe, but I came and I told you guys anyway. Why? Because when it comes to stories, we have to be prepared to listen to what we don't want to listen to what we don't want to hear. That's just the way that it goes. Even if you go to court, the prosecution and the defense, they're going to come up with stuff that you don't want to hear, that can damage your case, hurt your case, don't believe of the case. But the point being is that you open it all for everybody to hear and listen. Needless to say, she came with the receipts. So she sent me the messages. And she says, "Hi, Auntie. I hope this helps to add the insight of what's going on around here in Tanzania. He's not in Zanzibar, but in Arusha. Have a wonderful weekend and blessings to you and yours." This was sent to me 6 days ago. Today is what, Friday? That means that this was sent to me on Sunday, because I need for you to have the timestamp so that you can understand what I'm talking about here. My response was, "Hello, my love. Thank you very much indeed. I will have to crop out your name and other pieces, but what I've gotten from this is that they have closed the case." Emoji, my God. This means that there was never any autopsy report coming from Zanzibar. I need more information, please. This is crazy. Thank you so very much. I'm in London. Where are you based, please? Do you want to come on the show and answer some questions? Can you ask him about the human trafficking? Because remember, that was what the other Tanzanian had told me about human trafficking, animal trafficking. So I was asking her, have other girls gone missing? Why do they allow him in the country? Who is helping him? Why is Zuri Resort quiet? What about the American Embassy? I am so sorry. My head is spinning. We'll just do audio. Just a phone conversation. Thank you very much. I am speechless. Lots of love, Fumi. Her response was, "Okay, I'm actually texting him now. I'll see if I can get more info or if his friend will actually talk to you. You already know that they want a few dollars. If they won't, I'll just ask myself. I am da-da-da-da. You think my update is safe in the comments? Delete if you want. Don't think it's safe. Be back in touch sooner. I'll have to ask him. But yes, I'll talk to you on audio." I didn't hear back from her. I didn't push it. I was completely shocked that they had closed the case, that they had officially closed the case, because the case was still pending. Yes, the body had been sent back. Yes, Joe had been released and cleared. But Ashlee's estate, which were her things, her phone logs, was still there. The family went on to have a funeral service, and I went on to cover as much as I could. And that was how we are given, or we are told yesterday, Tanzanian authorities have concluded that their investigation into Ashlee Jenae's death ruling is a suicide. Ashlee Jenae's family revealed her body was returned to New Jersey from Tanzania without her engagement ring. Zanzibar police say influencer Ashlee Jenae passed away by suicide. We also had April 12th. Her family had come out with a statement, which I had never read, and I'm going to read now. Ashlee Robinson was on what should have been one of the biggest trips of her life, a birthday celebration in Zanzibar, Africa. Ashlee's birthday was the 5th of April. She just turned 31, surrounded by beauty, love, wildlife. She became engaged during the safari, an unforgettable moment that marked the start of a future she was so excited to build. She and her fiancé, Joe McCann, were staying in a luxury villa at the Zuri Zanzibar, continuing what we believed was her dream trip. But just days later, that dream turned into our family's worst nightmare. Ashlee was found unconscious in her villa and was rushed to a local hospital where her death was confirmed hours later. Nothing about this loss feels real. One moment she was celebrating love and life in truly Ashlee fashion, and the next she was gone. The sadness, the unanswered questions, and the distance from home have made this tragedy even more overwhelming for our family. At this time, there is an active investigation into the circumstances surrounding Ashlee's suspicious passing. Although we have many questions, we are placing our trust in the officials in Zanzibar and are working closely with them as we seek clarity and answers. Ashlee was deeply loved. She was vibrant, full of life, and had so much ahead of her. Our family is completely devastated, and we appreciate the prayers and the compassion we have received as we navigate through this unimaginable loss. We respectfully ask that any information not directly provided by our family be treated as unverified and not considered factual at this time. Robinson and Enders family. I feel so sad, and I feel angry. The case is closed. The case has been closed for over a week. I say that because when I got the information last week, of which I was sitting on, it means that it had to be circulating in the streets that the case was already closed. Because the friend casually said, the case is closed. Let us now read the screenshots. Okay? It's important that we go through everything. The first one here, we have, I know he's backbiting, was wondering if your police has least locked him up to investigate. Police was locking him for a few months and took his passport, then let him go. By fine, I mean handsome. Yes, thanks to God, I'm good. Fine means handsome here. Laugh out loud. You look handsome. There's a picture of a person there. Yeah? Did it even make the news? What time is it there? You getting ready for work? It's 2 a.m. here. Then he says no. Wow. So just heard on the street. Then the person says, yes, I'm at work now 5 a.m. Last question. Did he go to jail at all? I know money talks over there. I'm still working here. But remember, ask somebody, I will be there. Remember that. They have closed the case. This white man is famous in Zanzibar, and this between USA government and Zanzibar. They closed, and a lot of money used to close this case here. Maybe because white people have given money. Why? Not to tell the truth. It's long story for this man. Every time he come here with different girls. There's an audio message. I mean, if not him killed her, why people receive money from him to hide the truth? Sorry for my English. Because they speak Swahili there and some speak English. But he's doing okay. At least we can get the gist of it. So he paid people off after she died. Didn't he get locked up for a while after she died? So I think I'm reading it backwards. Hold on. Let me start it this way. Okay? All right. I'm still working here, but remember, US, ask somebody, I will be there. Remember what? No, he back in USA, free man. I want to be there someday. This is the Tanzanian saying. I know he's backbiting, was wondering if your police at least locked him up, investigate. I want to be there someday. Well, come on, she says. We getting old, better hurry up. Yes, okay? Then the next one goes on to say, yes, and said she killed herself, which was the stupidest lie. After flaunting her white man and lavish proposal, Did your own news cover it at all? Or long, or was it short media covering? The news from people, not media. Did it even make the news? This is her asking. What time is it over there? You're getting ready for work there. Okay. Then the next one, he says, morning too. I'm good, and you? How are you? Family doing, kids? Hey friend, how have you been? I've been wanting to ask you, what's the story going around about the American girl that got ill in Zanzibar? You heard? I'm here, but you are silent. I heard about this story. Truth is, white man of her is savage. He's so bad man. According to story from one of my friend, he's working near the hotels. Ha, God. I heard that about this story. I'm here, hon. I just never get notifications. Your friend told you of a story about him. Do you think he illed her? They have closed the case. This white man is famous in Zanzibar, and this between USA government. Let me stop here for 1 minute. My beautiful Fumi nation, I live and love you. I love you. Believe me, I don't have to do this, but I feel obligated to. I really do. I lived in the US and I see a lot of injustice between black and white. I do. And I came from a place where I was unbiased. I had studied in England. I'm a university graduate. I studied business administration. And I also went to actor studio in NYU in New York. And because I wasn't raised in America, I could see the bias. I could see the injustice between black and white. I could see it. And I said, I will always stand with my black Americans because I could see the injustice. Why do you bring this up? Because just before Ashlee's case, there was another girl that passed away in St. Martin. And I realized that my black sisters are not protected because they don't have any idea or clue of what happens abroad. But what has not helped it is our sitting president, who has not had such great relationships with other countries. I said it. It's a little bit also partly political. And I want to give you some advice. Anywhere you go, make sure the American embassy knows that you are there. Once you step foot on that embassy ground, you're in the United States of America. But if you don't go, they don't know you're here. And I make it a point. Everywhere I go, even when I'm in England, the American embassy knows that I'm here, married to a European. It does help. And politics is a situation. Because if, as Trump has, where he has countries that are banned, why do you think that those banned countries will care about the USA? We just talked about it. If you have diverse black girls who say, oh, you know, black men ain't this and that, why do you think a black man should stand up in defense of somebody who don't care about him? Let's call a spade a spade. I'll read it again. They have closed the case. This white man is famous in Zanzibar, and this is between USA government and Zanzibar. Because these were Americans coming to Zanzibar. It wasn't as if to say this was their fellow African girl that came. These were Americans. How is this our business? And they closed. And a lot of money used to close this case here. There was audio back and forth. I don't know what this was. I mean, if not him killed her, why people receive money from him to hide the truth. Sorry for my English. So he paid off after she died. Didn't he get locked up for a while? Then she had all of these voice notes, and he says yes, they said she killed herself, which was so stupid. What a stupid excuse to use to say that she deleted herself. My heart is broken. This has been very trying for me. I've had my African brothers and sisters who have been mad at me because I was covering this case. But I refused to stop because it was about the truth. It was what? It was about the truth. And even though this case has been closed, as far as I'm concerned, it's not done. I want you also to listen to this.
Today's official announcement from Tanzanian authorities that my soulmate, Ashlee Robinson, died by does not lessen the tragedy of her death. Joe continues, I miss Ashlee every moment of every day, and the pain of being without her will never go away. A sudden loss of this magnitude is not something I can simply get over. As we reported, Tanzanian police concluded their investigation into Ashlee's death and determined that she died by ending a months-long investigation that began in April after Ashlee, whose real name is Ashlee Robinson, was found unconscious at a Zanzibar resort while vacationing with Joe, celebrating her 31st birthday. Joe ends his statement with, my priorities all along were getting Ashlee home and cooperating with the authorities to ensure that the truth would be revealed. I wish to express my deepest gratitude to the dedicated men and women of the Tanzania police force for their professional, sensitive, and thorough investigation. According to police, a hotel employee discovered Ashlee hanging inside a wardrobe after entering the room during a routine evening check. Authorities say she was later transported to the hospital where she later died the following day. Joe's attorney, Edward Andrew Paulsik, tells TMZ, today the Tanzania police force officially announced that the tragic death of Ashlee Robinson was beyond any doubt by this exonerating announcement marks the end of an exhaustive, professional, and unbiased investigation carried out for the sole purpose of revealing the truth. Beyond any doubt, the truth now revealed to the world is Joe McCann is a completely innocent man. The case drew intense scrutiny online after Ashlee's family publicly questioned the circumstances surrounding her death and expressed doubt she would take her own life. Joe was questioned by local authorities during the investigation, and he temporarily turned over his passport to officials, but he was never arrested or charged with any crime and was ultimately allowed to leave the country. The cause of death clears Joe's name after he spent months facing questions about what happened in Tanzania, but it sounds like he is still in mourning.
Officials in Zanzibar just released a report on the death of influencer Ashlee Robinson. They say that she attempted to hang herself at the Zuri Hotel, and that was the cause of her death. Now, if you've been following this story, you know she was there celebrating her birthday. Her boyfriend, Joe McCann, proposed to her. Her family, who I spoke to early on in this ordeal, said they were concerned about not getting concrete answers regarding this investigation. The attorney for Joe McCann told me that his client was relieved to finally come back home a couple of weeks ago so that he can start grieving the loss of Ashlee. For many, there are still a lot of questions surrounding exactly what happened that night. According to a freelance journalist there who got us video of the news conference, the investigation found that Ashlee died as a result of the suicide attempt she made on April 8th of 2026. And they also noted that no other person was involved in causing her death. I did reach out to the family of Robinson as well as Joe McCann's attorney and have not heard back.
I've shown you the wardrobe many times. This is the wardrobe they're trying to tell us is where Ashlee did this to herself. Okay, you know, for argument's sake, hypothetically say that Ashlee did do this. Joe, what took you 11 hours before you called the family? Why were you not calling the family relentlessly? Why did you not pay for the funeral? Why did you not fly the family over there? You had been to Zanzibar so many times. That you cannot deny. You knew the place like the back of your hand. Why did you not bring the family over? Why is it that now you are making statements left and right and we did not hear from you for months? You are a crypto millionaire and yet you couldn't pay for the funeral service. Why were her personal items left there? Why is it that we do not have any CCTV, even just to show us, to tell us? Why is Zanzibar so quiet? Why is the Zuri resort so quiet? She went to 2 resorts. Let us be very, very, very clear. The first one that she went to was the Several Wildlife Resort. That's where you see all of the giraffes, and you also see the AI tiger or lion that walked in front of them just before he proposed. That's AI. That was my Tanzanian who told me 2 weeks before that that was AI. Why is it that it's not in the press? Why do you have to have a lawyer to speak for you if you are so innocent? Allegedly. We are only asking normal questions. Because if this was my child, no way you would just tell me so and so passed away and that's it. When my child never ever spoke of, alluded to anything about suicide. Never ever. Never ever. And then she just went on a holiday to celebrate her birthday. She's excited about traveling. She's excited about going with her boyfriend. She gets a surprise engagement over there. She's enjoying and living her life. She's 31 and she just decided, let me do this. Did not leave any letter. Did not leave any message. They never showed any signs of mental distress. It's such an insult to our intelligence. Who do you think you're talking to? I don't understand. You know, I tell you, I was so happy that this came late yesterday. So I had time to digest all of this to come and prepare for today. And I promised I won't cry. It's very hurtful. But I say this in my conclusion. Joe, you see this God that we serve. He's the greatest of all. I know it's bigger than you. I know you had allies and I know people helped you, allegedly. And I know I came out here and my informant told me that you were innocent of the crime. But you're not innocent. You know what you're guilty of, and I'm not putting allegedly in this. You're guilty of taking this young woman out of the United States of America to another country. And you're guilty of not bringing her safely back home. That you're guilty of. Everything that happened in between, you know. And God knows. If you thought nobody saw, he saw. They can close the case. Zanzibar, you can close the case. The case is not closed. Because we will continue. It's taken me 4 years to get even a smidgen of justice for Shaquilla Robinson. I promise I will get justice. For as long as I live, I will get justice for her, Ashlee Jenae Robinson. Some way, somehow, it will come out. Because this young woman, in the event that she did this, of which I don't believe, the mental distress was caused by you. Strike 2. The mental distress was what? The mental distress was caused by you. So I don't mind. Let's have a civil trial. It's not over. No. Far from over. Do not forget to like, to subscribe, hit the notification button, and I'll see you what? I'll see you sooner than later. Young Fumi Nation, careful when you travel. All over the world, get in touch with your embassy and let them know that you are there. I've said it 1,000,000 times. Like the guy, know the man. There's a difference.
Guys, my name is ENITAN, hair coach. I am UK's first ever hair coach and a trichologist. We are a team of trichologists and hair coaches here in W6 London, and we help those who are desperate and have tried and everything else has failed. We look after those who have chronic scalp concerns, flaky, itchy scalp that's been going on for many years. We help those that have hair loss that has progressed instead of improved, and we help those that just generally want to have a better understanding of better quality hair, length, volume, and reduce that dryness. Visit us by clicking